go. Beautiful. Probably another 3-pounder. Nailed it. Here's some better. Gotta get some better light here. Just inhaled that hair jig. Just choked. Choked it. Another 3-pounder on the Minnesota Mullet. Now the cadence I'm doing is a bit different than how other people work this jig. A lot of people like to slow stroll it over the top of weeds, or crank your reel a few times instead of popping it like I do. But I really prefer popping it. So what I'm doing is I'm tucking that fighting butt into my forearm here and just doing a quick 90-degree rip from straight forward, crank down till my rod tip's straight forward, and then 90 degrees up. But you can get a good fast rip. Just kind of triggers that reaction. It's almost like how you're fishing grass jigs through the grass. I'm throwing this stuff in some pretty thick stuff sometimes, or I'm throwing it into the thick stuff and working it out to the thinner stuff, and it just seems to work really well this way. I've had fish hit on the upstroke. I've had fish hit it as soon as it hits bottom, so they'll hit it all the way throughout the whole cadence. So the setup that I've been using, I have for a rod here the JT Outdoor Products 7.3 medium heavy black rain paired with a Tatula 8-to-1 gear ratio reel. That really allows me to pick up slack if the fish decides to hit mid rip. Because my rod tip's already at its peak, you gotta crank down and then re-hook set, and you gotta hook set fast before they have a chance to realize that this is not an actual bait fish that they can eat. Now, the size I'm using for the Minnesota Mullet, this is the biggest one they make, the 3/4 ounce. That's what I'm throwing out there. Really allows me to bomb those casts super far, and then I have it tied to some 20-pound fluorocarbon and some 20 or 30-pound braid. So that's the setup I run when I'm fishing the Minnesota Mullet.